What's going on? It's Fist bringing the news like I do from you because that's what I do. And maybe that's where Keemstar was like, he was like, yo, Fist, you should do the news. He's like, hey, you can run with it, boy. You go, man. Drama alert, blowing it up. Probably that's where you got it from. Doing the news like I do. But anyways, round three, PS4 versus the Xbox One. And we're talking about this is we left off in the last video about the post. We're gonna do a pre-patch, and now we're gonna do a post-patch of the Xbox One after the patch. Because let's face it, the Xbox One dashboard is terribly slow, and it's turning into a debacle. As it stands right now, Titanfall was supposed to be the savior to Call of Duty, or to the Xbox One, and unconfirmed reports of 700,000 units sold the first week. Now, how many consoles are included for the Xbox One because of the game were sold? We don't know. But projections are that in the United States, we're about 2.8 million for the Xbox One, 2.8 million for the PS4, give or take about 50, 100,000. They're pretty much neck and neck in the United States. So why why is everybody buying an Xbox One after the last two videos? Now I am going to do I am going to do a timeline link for a playlist for this series. So if you missed the last two videos, you can just hit the link. I'm going to make a new series for this because this is going to continue. We are going to talk about the PS4 and the Xbox One. And you wonder, why are you, or why am I, Fisticuffs, an authority or an opinionated person critic? Why should my advice or anything I say out of my mouth about the PS4 or Xbox One should be considered by you? Let me give you a little bit of history because I didn't do that and the series is going to carry on. So let's backtrack and go to that first. First of all, I've been a gamer my whole entire life. My brother took me to the arcade when 1977, 76. The first game I've ever played was Ridge Racer 2. You spun the wheel, black and white TV, stand-up arcade, and I've been gaming ever since, all the way through arcade, PC, Amiga 2600, Atari, you name it, I've done it. I've been there. Dreamcast, Dream System. I'm basically a living legend when it comes to gaming. I'm not being arrogant. I'm talking about, a living history heirloom to gaming on YouTube. So I've never stopped gaming through my whole life. It's always been there, something that was just part of my life. So I think in that regards, you're talking 37 plus years of experience from beginning to end in gaming as a gamer. So I think with that being said, my experience is a good an opinion to gauge which one to buy and where to spend your money and what makes you think that one is better over the other based on my thoughts. So that's the reason why you might listen to me. So moving right along. We had said that Titanfall sold 700,000. It brought them to about 2.8 for each in the United States. That's basically what we're covering. This race in the United States with the PS4 and the Xbox One. And you're probably saying, well, why is everybody on the Xbox One? The user interface. After the patch, here's what I have to say. I left Sony PlayStation 2. I went from Dreamcast to Sony PlayStation 2. And then I went from the PlayStation 2 to the Xbox, the regular Xbox, and then the Xbox 360. Now, I did buy the PS3. I gave it a chance. And the reason why I left the PS2 was because they took too long to come out with a new system. I knew the hardware was out there, and I didn't want to go back to PC. I just wanted to keep it casual. And that's why I went to the Xbox and never looked back. And then I also spent big money on the PS3, and the user interface, it was the worst. It was the worst and slowest interface. Now, mind you, I'm not going to give you a biased opinion. I'm not flown out by companies who are backed by major corporations like Sony and Microsoft, for events. I'm not. All my stuff is either by my own money or donated by you, the subscribers, with the donation button up here somewhere. And I give everything back that I have into this hobby. as a gamer back to you guys. So this opinion isn't based on fanboyism or money or all this other influences. This is based on experience, of myself and what you guys, the truth. It's really hard to find the truth on the internet anymore. So going on further, the user interface for Xbox One is terrible. After the patch, it's terrible. And the reasons are this. Is because Xbox One, and the reason why people buy consoles is to game. Gaming. Fun. F-U-N. Having fun. These days, people don't have time for anything else. They want to press a button, get into a game, and play. And if you disrupt any of that service, people are going to leave. For example, when I'm in the Xbox One dashboard, listen to the words coming out of my mouth, Microsoft. When I go into the dashboard versus the Xbox 360 dashboard, I did not buy this console, Xbox One, or I bought the Xbox One for graphics in the gaming console. Because I'm a casual gamer. I don't want to go to PC. I already been there. PC takes way too much of your time away. I don't have the time to give away anymore. And if you're in the same boat, great. If you're not, buy a PC, turn off the video. So, Xbox One. The problem being is that they designed this console to include television. What they don't tell you is that if you want to integrate the television through your Xbox, you have to have a separate DVR. Meaning that if you're, like for example, are at Comcast, you have to buy a separate box or you have to pay $9 a month. So then you have to buy an HDMI cable that goes from that $9 a month box into your Xbox, and then you turn on your Xbox. So not only have to buy the cable for the HDMI, but then you have to rent this, and it's so on and so forth. I didn't buy that console to do that. I bought it for gaming. That's why I love the Xbox 360. The interface was like this. See, time is an invaluable asset in the gaming world. Press the button, turn on the game, get in there. It's a form of meditation. And when somebody comes home from a stressful day of work or stressful whatever it is in their life, work, school, play, I don't know what it is. They want to get away from whatever it is. And they press the button and they turn on the game and it boom, bam, and it takes them off into La La Land and it's not interrupted. Then you've done your job. That is what it's about. Having fun and getting away from reality. When people go to the movies, for example, let me teach Microsoft how to do their job. When you go to the movies and you sit down and the movie starts, it's a continuation from beginning to end. You sit there, you get, if it's a good movie, you get lost in it. You lose track of time. That's what's great about movies. That was the same thing about the Xbox 360. You turned it on, the interface was fast, you got lost in time, and you kept playing because you got lost in the interface. After the patch on the Xbox One, guess what happens? You don't get lost in the interface. You get disgusted because you're wasting time because you're not getting lost. It's becoming, I left work was pain in the ass, now I'm on your dashboard and it's a pain in the ass, I turn it off. Because you know what? I'm a consumer, I have that right to do that. At work you don't. You have a job, you got a family to feed, you got school, you got work that needs to be turned in. It's still, the earth is still spinning, it still has to get done. And guess what? Microsoft, it's your job to make that happen for the consumer. This last patch was a failure. The next patch is going to be a failure because the whole essential circumference, the whole point of your console is to integrate a DVR with the Xbox One to broadcast television. I don't want to do that. This is what I want from Microsoft. Either one, have a Switch or a download version of a user interface of a updated version of the Xbox 360. Priority, gaming first, movies and everything else around it second. Not movies, television, and gaming around it. No, that's not the way it works. That's not the way it works. For here, listen. If people wanted to come home and watch TV, they would watch TV. But because they buy consoles, they don't watch TV. You see, they play games to get away from the TV. Don't you get it? And this is why games like Titanfall are suffering. 700,000 units, and there's almost 3 million units of Xbox One out there. You destroyed the fabric of what you're trying to do. That is gaming. So either A, you have to come out with a completely different user interface that's choosable in the Xbox One, or you have to release a different Xbox in the spring or summer that is just strictly for gaming and all the other stuff. You should just release a Xbox 360 dashboard on an Xbox 1080p gaming system that is digitally downloadable only. You don't even need the Blu-ray HD player. I mean, I'm basically laying this out for you. Release an Xbox without the hard drive. Digital downloadable games only if you want. Optional. Do you want it with or without the HD? Do you want it with or without the Blu-ray player? And then release it and see what happens. I guarantee you that no one will buy the Xbox One, and no one will, and where most of everybody will come back from the, at least be competitive to the PS4. So, that's my opinion on the Xbox One as it stands right now. I highly suggest, if you want a game, I don't think that Titanfall is a big enough reason to own an Xbox One. Even though I own the Xbox One and Titanfall, I think Titanfall is a tribal type game, meaning the curve in the game is really high. Only a certain group of people are going to stay there, and although it's a good game, that's just not the way we live these days. People like the interface on the Xbox One. When you destroy that meditation, when somebody presses the on button or says Xbox on or whatever, when the Xbox One comes on, there's a period to invite friends. There's so much clutter in the Xbox One dashboard. Tab, tab, tab this way, tab that way. When you got the PlayStation 4, you just go to the top, you scroll which one you want, you pick, bam, done. You go down to the games. Xbox One's to left to right, and then tab this, tab that, look over here. Wait, I don't even know where the hell I'm going. I mean, Xbox 360 was easy. It was like left, right, done. Now you got to open all these tabs and find stuff. I'm lost. Lost. You shouldn't be lost as a gamer. You know, I don't want to be lost. And you know what? And I don't want to learn your dashboard. How about that? It's not even about, man, you're just old generation. You don't get it. No. It's because I don't want to spend my time doing that. So anyways, moving along. The dashboard is too slow and cluttered and messed up. I don't want to go into detail. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. There's nothing else to say. Look at the PS4 dashboard if you own both systems. Pull it down, you go across, you pull it up, there's games. There's not opening up, okay, where to find the code, it's a mess. And then, on top of that, even though they have the multiplayer Azure cloud server going on with the Xbox One, hey, golf clap for you. It's awesome. But the problem with that is that I'm playing Titanfall. And when I talk about meditation and coming home and relaxation and playing a video game, and I get into a game, and the first thing that happens is 90 seconds between games, you break the disconnect 15 minutes into the movie. Oh, somebody's talking and texting on their phone and the lights are on. They're taking selfies. I mean, I lost my meditation. The blinders are gone. You can't do that in gaming. You cannot do that in gaming. You cannot interrupt the flow of the game. At max 30 seconds, 15 seconds between games. 90 seconds is too long. Dashboard, calling up your friends, inviting your friends, takes a minute, 2 minutes, finding game, 3 minutes. All that, you add up those minutes, it's like 30 or 40 minutes inside your game. 30 or 40 minutes inside your movie. I can't do it. Cannot do it. Cannot do it. I can't play on the I can't play on the Xbox One. It's a waste of my time. So with that being said, the patches are a failure. The system is a failure. It needs a total overhaul ASAP. ASP stat. Whatever. Needs to get done. Now moving along, I want to talk about this Titanfall and units, and even though they're neck and neck, the problems is that Xbox One is going through tremendous growing pains. I don't want to be a part of it. That's not my job. As a gamer, I don't want to waste my time, and I'm not going to make excuses for the system. I feel sorry for the fanboys who sat there through the PS3 and its whole life cycle making excuses of why the system was better than the Xbox 360. It wasn't. The interface was terrible, and the gaming experience was trash. And the same thing is happening now. The Xbox One is terrible. The user interface is trash. The experience is terrible. I highly suggest the only way that there can be an answer or to get this to my mouth to you guys out there and to make them do something about it, I highly suggest buy the PS4. Titanfall is not worth buying an Xbox One. Like I said, it's a tribal game. At best, it's a good game, but it's tribal, meaning that you're not going to get an influx of new players. It turns into work, so it's not fun. That's the truth. So I'm not going to sugarcoat anything, and that's the way it is. I think, like I said, I think the bottom line is Xbox One needs to come out with either an optional interface that is similar to the Xbox 360 for the Xbox One, or they're going to have to make two versions of a new gaming console that is separate from the Xbox One, but in the same generation of that console, one with a Blu-ray and one without, that is strictly for gaming. That is the only way they're saving those three options. That's it. Not sitting there constantly patching this thing and trying to save face while they're just spinning their wheels in the mud and losing subscribers to the Sony. I spend more money on the PlayStation 4 dashboard because I feel more at ease there than I do on the Xbox One dashboard. And with that being said, I'd like to move along to this controller. I told you about this guy who made this controller. I'm going to say it again, and I will be doing the Scuff One review for the Xbox One controller soon. They should be sending one to me as we speak. But I want to talk about people who don't have modded controllers for the PS4. I'll leave the link in the description below. This guy makes the best ones. I had him take out the weights. It's really light. I love this PS4 controller. It's so awesome. I love this controller, and I love the free games on there. I am going to say, I'm going to add some side notes to this. Xbox One, you could cheat on the Xbox One, whereas the PS4 you cannot cheat at this point in time. I'd like to throw that out there. There's just so many other things for the PS4, free games, free membership. The only other bad thing I have to say about the PS4 is the customer service. If you lose your password, is a big hassle. Do not lose your password. It'll take you about 1 or 2 days to get a password reset on that. Other than that, I think Xbox One has great online cloud service. But what's the point when you get your movies are interrupted and your gaming experience and your meditation is ruined? And why in the hell would I buy or rent a DVR or whatever receiver to go through my Xbox? It's just asinine. Like, why? Whoever came up with that stupid ass idea should be fired out of a dummy cannon at Microsoft. Anyways, I think I've had enough ranting. I don't know, this video, there's not that much details in it as far as me showing details, but if you had what I had and you've been through what I've been through, I'm saving you the headache. Believe me. There's no one sponsoring me or giving me money to say anything otherwise. And until further notice, I'm always down for a new Xbox system. You know, um, if they want focus groups, call me anytime. I mean, I could change this console overnight. And, to be honest with you, your design of the Xbox is terrible, too. What a stupid design. All the lines atop the cross on the top of it. I mean, you talk about a dust collector. Whose dumbass idea was that? Anyways, until next time, it's your boy Fist, bringing the news like I do. Peace. I'm out.